Welcome back, Vegas Views. Don Sullivan, Danny Miner. Danny, how was your week?
My week's always good. You know how it is, right?
Uh-huh.
Fantasy football playoffs start this week. I'm in.
Yeah?
I didn't get the bye, though.
You didn't?
No.
Okay.
So I gotta win 3 to win the championship. So if I win this week, I play in the finals and then to go to the championship. So
is there a
2 to
specific
get to the
person
championship.
like you need to do well?
Here's the thing. This week I'm playing. There's one girl in our fantasy league,
Okay.
right? But she's great.
Yeah.
She's a great player. She went to the championship and lost last year. She's beat me twice in the season. I've never beat her, and I have to play her the first round. Now my one buddy, he's like really into stats and everything. He believes if I could beat her,
Yeah.
he thinks I'll win the whole thing.
No way.
Yeah, he thinks I could beat the other people. She is my
she's your only competition.
He thinks if I beat her this week, I'm gonna win it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Oh,
I know.
That's pretty
I
cool.
love, and they listen. It's not about the money. I could care less about
Yeah.
the money. They're giving us this big championship belt.
You
I
want
want
the
to. I want to be
belt.
able to come on the show with my belt across there. I could care less about the money. It's that belt. I want to get that belt.
Because that's cool.
Last place, Don has to shave their head.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we made it a real fun.
Do you have any long-haired guys? Because that would be.
Oh yeah,
really
there's some
cool.
long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in this league with I told you John Orlando.
Yeah.
Tony
yeah.
Orlando's son.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of UFC guys in it. The
Yeah.
one guy's a UFC trainer. So we have a lot of fun. We like text each other,
Yeah.
bust each other. But there's money involved, but honestly, it'd be great just to have the belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Have the belt, and then we should have the one that has to cut his hair on the show.
Oh, that would be-
Yeah, let me buzz.
Oh
I
my
love
God,
doing
that would be
That'd
awesome.
fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we really got to get through this girl, then you're done. Once the girl's out of the way, you're good. You should be in.
Oh
first
yes,
place.
yes. I think the playoffs start this week. I think I should be good, but
Yeah. And then just the satisfaction of beating her after 2 losses to
I
her
know.
would be nice.
And you know what? I think that I'm an odds guy, and I'm also somebody. The odds are not good for somebody to beat you 3 straight times.
No.
And
No,
that's
it's
why
not
I think I got a shot. That's why I think I got a shot.
When you said that, when she beat you 2 other times, my gut said, "Oh, the 3rd time she's not going to beat him." It doesn't happen like that.
Yes.
That's not, the odds aren't.
And
there.
I think that's because we're both gamblers. We're
Yeah.
card players.
Yeah.
And card players, it's all math. It's always
yeah.
stats. And that's what I go by. What's the odds on this?
What are
I
the
do that all
odds?
the time. What's the odds?
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah. Have you been playing poker at home at all?
Yes.
How's
Yes.
it going?
Listen, I almost broke my iPad. Well, I have the iPad smashed the way it is because it fell off my desk the other day. But listen, last night, I can't take it. I can't take it because I know it's fixed. I know it's fixed. I know it's fixed. 10 players left. All right? 10 players left. Now, it's only $10 to get in this tournament.
Okay.
Okay? Because when you play online, there's so many people in the tournament.
Yeah.
$10 is a good payout.
Yeah.
Like first place for your $10 was $800.
Yeah,
So first
that's
place,
good.
yeah, for $10 poker tournament, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, there's 10 of us left. I'm already won $50. Who cares about $50, right? But I'm already in 10th place, and I have Ace Queen.
Okay.
Guy goes all in. I look at my Ace Queen. My gut's telling me to fold, but then I'm thinking to myself, do I just want you got to play to win.
Yeah.
You can't play to go
Yes.
up in money. You
Yep.
can't do that or you'll never win. If you sit there to fold to go up in the money,
It's
you're
never going to happen.
So I call him.
Okay.
He has King Jack. I have Ace Queen. I flop an ace. The
Okay.
next 2 cards, King Jack. And I lose. Don, I swear to God, I ran around the room. I punched the walls. I kicked the chair over. It drove me nuts because I'll have a million chips. I'll be chip leader going to the final table. And I'm going to win that tournament. It has nothing to do with the $800. It just pisses me off.
Yeah.
And then you start, when I play poker live, you see the dealer, right? You see him. So you don't think you're cheated online.
Yeah, because you can watch every move.
Online, you feel
Yeah.
you're cheated. I don't know why. I'm not saying it is.
See, I would never play online. I couldn't because for me, I would think that's completely rigged. To me, that's like a video game where the house is always gonna win.
I know.
At least when you're live with a dealer, you're like, all right, you can watch if he's doing anything funky. Or those cards are coming out how they're coming out. But also, that can be rigged as well.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
And what do you
I don't
believe
think
in
it's
counting
rigged.
cards?
Do I count cards?
Yeah.
I don't count cards, but I know my outs.
Yeah.
Like in poker, I can tell you, I'll see the 3 cards, I'll see the 2 cards in my hand, and I can tell you I have 15 cards that could come out that I win.
Yeah.
I can tell you almost my
quick? Are you
percentage.
quick?
Yes,
Me
I can
too.
tell you
Yeah.
I'm an 8. Like in that hand, just off the top of my head, I'm probably not as favored as you would think. I was probably a 67% favorite in that hand.
Yeah.
Even though I had the ace. But, I know the percentages, I know how many outs I could have. And honestly, to be a good poker player, you need to know that.
Yeah.
You need to know how many cards come out for you to win. You know, you need to know them things. And a lot of people don't. They don't put the time into it.
Did you do good in math in school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one thing I was good at, I wasn't a great student. But math, for some reason, math.
For me too.
Yeah,
Is that weird for me? I think it was young, watching poker games when I was young, like counting cards, teaching myself, and I was super good in math. Should have figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my dad used to have poker games at the house.
Yeah,
I used to sit
me
with
too.
him.
And
I'd sit on his lap, you'd drink beer. I was drinking like sips of his beer at like 9 years old.
My mother wouldn't allow that, but I was definitely not drinking beer, but I was counting cards. By 9, I knew how to count a whole round. Like, I can go to a table right now and count, yeah. I knew by 9 how to count cards.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. But yeah, poker's the same thing. It's not counting cards, but you know how many cards come out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a lot of people, they don't put the time in, Don. They
Yeah.
just don't. And they're, why ain't I winning? You're not winning because you're not putting the time in. You know what I mean? You got to put the time in.
What do you really think of video poker?
What do you mean? You
Like
mean,
a video, you go to a video, like the video.
I used to play that
poker.
all the time.
What do you think?
In
of
Atlantic City. I used to win all the time
Yeah,
too.
doesn't matter.
I did.
I agree.
I trust them more than I trust slots.
I don't trust the slots either.
Yeah.
I don't really like the slots. To be honest.
I like them because I have ADHD. I want to see the splashing.
Yeah. And you in it more so for the sounds.
I
can
swear to
see Danny
God.
sitting there like, oh my God, I won. He could win $1 million, but he's like, oh my God, there's a pink light I never saw before.
If you or Maria ever gambled with me, you guys would love it. Because if I win $20, it's like I won 2,000. You know what I mean? I'm like, yes, yes, let's go. I'll start flipping out, and people be like, "Crowd, what'd you win?" Yeah, $13.
I am so opposite of you. You would laugh. When I hit my $8,000 Royal, I literally went like this to the person next to me. And to the bartender, he turned around, I went like that to shut up. I didn't want everybody to know that I was just hitting in a machine with $8,000.
Because you didn't want to walk out of there.
I was like this. I just went to him. He was like, okay. He was like, yes. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shh. Count my money. Put it in a white envelope. I'll put it in my purse. We'll move forward. I am not one to go screaming. For some reason, I'm so low key. Like, I'll internalize it. I'll be
Right.
like, okay, I just won. I just won. I don't need everyone else to know. That's so funny. We're so opposite.
The only time I won $5,000 once, and I was depressed. I won $5,000
What?
and I
Because
was
were you in
depressed.
5,000?
I was in the World Series of Poker, right?
Okay.
There was 4,200 people started this tournament.
Oh, wow.
There was
That's a lot.
188 left, and I was one of them. So we went from 4,000 to 188.
That's
I was
really good.
playing for 2 straight days. We were all in the money, of course.
Yeah.
Way in the money. And I was already, if I'd get knocked out right then, I would have won $5,000. But if I'd been in this tournament like another hour, I'd have won like $25,000.
So
But-
yeah, that is.
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
lost on the last card. A club came out and gave the guy a flush. I was winning the whole time. I don't know if you ever played poker and you didn't realize you lost.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking,
It
thinking
takes
I
you a
won.
second,
And I
yeah.
went to sit back down, and then I realized I lost. And it was
Oh,
like,
you're like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done. That's
so,
it.
Don, my son lives in Japan. Did I
Yeah.
tell you that?
No, I didn't.
He calls me from Japan. He's like, Dad, you're doing, because we went to break. Right after I got knocked out,
Yeah.
it was break. My son calls me and goes, Dad, you're going to win this thing. You're going to win this thing. I'm like, I'm out. He's like, no, you're not. I can see it online. You're still in. I'm like,
Aw,
I'm out.
Yeah. That is, I'd be pissed at $5,000 too. I'd be like, yeah.
So the guy was taking me to get my money. Like, they come get you, and then you go
Yeah.
and you get your money. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm depressed. I won $5,000 and I'm depressed. I got the guy. He goes, why are you depressed? I'm like, because there was $1 million at the end of this.
Yeah.
You know, if you came in
Yeah.
first place, it's $1 million, you
Yeah.
know? So I had some good runs in the World
Yeah,
Series.
you know what's so funny sometimes too when you're gambling in Vegas for guys coming to Vegas to visit or just people locally in Las Vegas. You never know where someone's out in their gambling game. So you can look at someone and be like, oh my God, that guy's got like 14, 15,000 in chips in front of him. He could be down $35,000. He could be down $1 million. Don't ever think like, oh, someone's balling. You don't know what they're in. Because I've had people like hand me a voucher for like 14 grand. And I'm like, that just covers what like, I didn't win. You know what I mean? You didn't win.
Yeah.
You're not winning.
Yes.
You don't know where someone is in their gambling journey. 1. 2, a little tip for you guys out of towners, especially coming to Vegas to gamble. Gamble outside the Strip. They're going to hate us for saying that.
That's true, though.
Oh, God, we just lost all Las Vegas
100%.
casinos. But don't you find it so much better gambling
Way better.
in smaller places?
It's not
Yeah.
even close. South Point is way better.
Yeah.
I go
Yeah.
to Railroad Pass out there in Boulder City. That little
Yeah.
casino hits. You'll never win on the strip.
I've never not won in South Point, and I haven't played much in South Point, but I've never not won.
It's
always
great.
won in South Point. And what's the one across the street from it? Kind of. It's like across the street and down.
Is Silverton you're talking about?
Silverton.
Yeah.
That's another one. It's a
Yeah.
small little.
Casino. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a
it.
timeshare, Silverton. I think.
Is it?
I think it is.
I don't know, but that one, that's the one where they have the mermaid swimming,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That one.
Yes. Bass
that one.
Pros there and everything.
Yeah. It's like a country. Oh, speaking of that, the Cowboy Christmas. Are you going to the rodeo?
We went to the Cowboy Christmas.
You did?
Yeah, we went to both of them. There's one at the Rio and there's one at South Point. We went to both.
Was it awesome?
Yeah, the one at the Rio is better.
Okay.
The one at the Rio, if you want to walk through all kind of like stands and
Yeah, yeah.
the Rio's better.
Yeah.
The one at South Point's, The one at the Rio is real
I'm
good.
going. Do you
Yeah.
know if they're open during the week or they would just?
Yeah, it was open all week. All the week. We went
It's
during
not
the week.
done.
No, you can go.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I know the rodeo started yesterday.
Yeah.
The finals to the rodeo. I want to go.
Yeah, we went for the free stuff. We were able just to walk in. We watched the girls lassoing the cows and stuff.
Tell
it was
the
great.
audience, where is this? I didn't know
It was
about
at
this.
South Point, at the arena in
Okay.
South Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were lassoing things. It was. I never watched a rodeo.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah.
See, I watched a couple of rodeos in the past, and at Thomas and Mack, starting on the 11th, I think, ending on the 17th, try to get to the rodeo. That's going to be epic. Because I
Yeah.
want to see, like, I'm from New York City. I want to see some real cowboys. Like,
I agree with
and
you,
it's
yeah.
fascinating too. I was over at Resorts World yesterday, and everybody was there, and they're these so cute, these like little kids, probably 13, 14 years old, like straight up cowboys and cowgirls,
Yeah.
and they're like little cowboy stuff. I'm like, what a life! Like,
I know
that's
Olivia
so
wants to do it.
different. Yeah,
She's
that's
like, I want to be a
You should
cowgirl.
go.
She
Yeah,
does. She's like, I want
yes.
to be a cowgirl. We bought cowboy and cowgirl mugs. I bought a hat. We bought everything.
See, I think coming from back east, it's
Yeah.
it's like cowboys. And we
Yeah.
didn't grow up like that.
No.
It seemed like we didn't even have country music, really,
No.
right? So seeing it now as an adult and being part of it's like kind of cool. So I'm looking at all these cowboys and go, hey, cow people, like. I think it's cool coming from New York. I've never met a person like
Go
that.
to
in
the
my life.
Rio. You'll love it.
Yeah.
You can walk through. They have all kind of things to buy. It'll probably take you an hour to walk through everything.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Very cool.
Now the Rio, I was trying to check it out because it was bought by somebody, and they're supposed to redo it. I didn't see anything really good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
The Rio's been through a lot
I
since
know.
COVID. It's been like,
I know.
Yeah,
And they
then
lost
they-
the World Series of Poker. It used to be there. That's
Yeah.
not there anymore. That hurt them. I mean, it Bally's has, the World Series of
Yeah.
Poker now. So I
well,
don't
go
know.
support the Rio guys because they haven't even cleaned their windows on the outside. You notice that? They haven't.
They're not even putting their lights on. Their lights are not even on in the Rio.
No, now you're full of shit.
I swear to God, their lights aren't on.
Oh my
their
God,
whole
I thought
building
the
wasn't
building
lit up.
was just dirty. I thought the building was just dirty. Oh my God, they have guys. Rio, listen, we just plugged you for everyone to go visit. Put your damn lights on and clean your windows.
All right, another thing. Dawn, I went to the new casino, Durango.
Oh, yes, I put a couple of people in that Durango commercial. I have never been, and I wasn't there the day of the commercial, so I didn't go. Was it cool?
It's great.
Yeah.
Now, it was packed. I mean, oh my
Did
God.
you go night one?
Night one, we were
Oh, that's
insane.
cool.
It was
That's
it was
cool.
nuts though. You couldn't even walk. It was so, but it's beautiful in there.
Is it?
They have a place in there that you could play bean bags. They have bean bags right there. Sit at the bar.
that's
play.
cool.
The place is cool. You'll really like it. There was a bunch of eating options. It was really good.
Is it like Red
No
Rock?
poker room, no.
No poker room?
Nope. Looks like Red Rock a little bit.
Yeah,
A
and that's
little
what I
bit.
heard. It's Red Rock-esque. It
Yeah,
has like
yeah,
a Red
yeah.
Rock feel, which I love Red Rock.
Yeah,
Red
yeah.
Rock's like, I love Red Rock.
So it's a great new casino, and I think next week that Fountain Blue, is that what they're calling? There's a
Yes,
new
the
casino.
new one.
Yeah.
Yes, Fountain
on the
Blue.
strip,
Yeah.
Fountain Blue or something like that. It's
They've
called.
been building that for like 8 years.
That's what Olivia said.
Yeah, it's been 8 years in the making, but I'm glad it's opening.
Yeah.
And that was at one time purchased as a timeshare, sold to somebody else. I'll tell you something. I'm calling it now. Something funky is with that property. Either good or bad, but there's something funky with that property. It got bought and sold 6 or 7 times over. There was like funding through COVID, and then the bank took it back. There's just something, but I'm glad it's opening finally.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I-
We've got a lot of interesting stuff going on in Vegas
Oh
right
my
now.
God, the
Yeah.
A's are coming, the baseball team's coming.
Yeah.
They're saying sooner or later we're getting an NBA basketball team. We're in a great city here.
Yeah.
We are in a great city
Yes.
here. We're lucky. We're all lucky.
Yeah.
So TikTok.
Oh my God. So yeah, tell me, and don't tell anyone your secrets. I'm reading this, and you should hear me. The agent in me and the protection of you always comes out. I'm like, what is he doing? What's going on?
Well, TikTok. Well, did you say? I just sent you guys both the text.
I was reading. Like, I was
A&E
in the car
Network
driving, I
commented on my video. I was like, "That's great, A&E
Yeah.
Network." And at first I thought, It's probably not them. It's probably a fake, but it's not. It's them.
It's really
It's
them.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
What
I
did
saw
they
like
say?
10 million viewers or something. I clicked
Yeah.
on it, so I knew it was them. They just opened their eyes like real big because I was talking about the Casey Anthony story.
Oh.
So my video was at $100,000 on the Casey Anthony.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. It's
Something new happened with Casey?
Yeah, basically what happened is her father and mother are coming out with a documentary. I think it's going to be January 1st. They're taking a lie detector test live on TV. They're going to take a lie detector test.
Be honest with me. Why do you think they're doing that now? You think they need some money? You think they're just trying
I
to
think
gain
they
some
want.
more
Well,
fame?
she's saying that the father the father covered the death up.
Who's
That the-
saying that, though?
Casey Anthony says that her daughter drowned in the pool and her dad covered the death up. That's what her defense was. That her dad molested her too. That's what she says too.
The dead child?
No,
or
he
her?
molested her, Casey. She's saying that she was molested by her father. I don't believe any of this. This girl's a pathological
She's
liar.
full of shit.
She's
straight up full of shit.
So
yeah.
these parents want to take this lie detector test
to prove their innocence.
Could you imagine this, folks? Could you imagine what a horrible person you are? You kill your child and you blame it on your parents. You imagine what a bad human
She's a
being.
straight
I mean,
sociopsychopath.
yes!
Yeah, you don't do that with a conscience. She can have zero empathy, zero conscience in order to even say that he did something like that.
And you know what? She got away with it because she was a pretty girl. She
Yeah.
flirted with all the guys.
Yeah.
She got away with it her whole life.
How sad is that?
I mean, it just the way it is. And it's sick. It stinks. It really does.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did a video this morning right before I got on here. Her bodyguard, believe it or not, she had a bodyguard. Now, let me explain this. Her bodyguard was because she got $1 million bond, and the bail bondsman was afraid she would skip out and
Yeah.
he would lose his $1 million.
Yeah.
So he put a bodyguard on her.
yeah.
The bodyguard now spoke to News Nation last
Mm-hmm.
night. He said the first 8 days that she was arrested on bond, he was in that room with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that the father got up, grabbed her, shook her, and said, "Where is my grandchild? Where is my grandchild?" He shook her, screaming at her. He goes, "So if that father hid that baby, he surely didn't show that in front of me." I heard him say this, and she kept saying, "Quit acting like a cop," because her dad was a retired cop.
Yeah.
You know, and she kept yelling, "Quit acting like a cop, quit acting like a cop." But he said the father was furious. He was actually shaking her. "Where the hell's my
Right.
grandchild?"
So if the father were to have any
Yes.
know about the child drowning, that would be impossible. She's just so whacked out, that girl. And you know what? It was disappointing. I was disappointed in the jury. I was disappointed in America at that point.
Yeah.
That truly was because she was a good-looking Caucasian woman.
Yes.
If she was anything
Yes.
else, she'd be in jail for the rest of her
Yes.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that girl, she was a party animal.
Yeah.
I know what kind of girl she was.
Yeah,
You know
we
what I
already
mean?
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, she was just a party animal, crazy girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what she was.
And you know what? That's okay. If you're out there and you're a party animal, crazy girl, we're not saying anything bad about you.
Yeah.
Don't kill your kid. You know,
Yeah.
don't accuse your dad of being a molester. Don't destroy other people's lives. But go ahead, party.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine, like, your lawyer coming up with, and listen, that Baez, her lawyer, to me is a piece of crap.
Yeah.
I mean, for him to come up with a defense saying her father molested her,
Yeah.
do you know what kind of horrible lawyer you got to be? I mean, you even have to be a horrible person to do that to that father. That father lost his grandchild. Now you're saying he molested her?
Well, not
I mean,
only did he lose his grandchild, he ultimately lost his daughter in
Yes.
the mix of all this, and then he lost the grandchild. Now he's being accused. That's just disgusting.
It is.
I understand, like, your job is your job. You're a lawyer. From a legal standpoint,
Yeah.
do what you have to do to get your client out of it. But to defamate someone's character, like, now you're a killer and a child molester and covering up your dead grandbaby, that's disgusting.
It's horrible.
Yeah, he should have dropped her.
Yep.
He should have dropped her.
He definitely should have. So yeah, that's a big thing right now. My videos are going
I
off.
didn't
on
even
the
hear about this. Where am I, like, under a rock this week?
I guess.
I don't know.
I
I
did a
haven't
couple
heard of it.
videos on it this week.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, because
I
it's
gotta get on my stuff.
It's the 15-year anniversary too that
Yeah.
the child was found. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy. 15 years. We got 2 minutes.
Is that 15 years already?
15 years.
Stop. I remember, like, watching that.
I know. You know what I saw on TikTok? Oh my God! See my ADHD kicks
Yeah.
in. Remember Joey Buttafuoco?
And Amy.
Yes, do you remember
oh
that
my
story?
God, yes,
He's
I
on
said
TikTok.
Shut up.
He's on
no
Tik-
way.
Joey Buttafuoco's on TikTok.
Oh my God, you had to do that with me too. Oh my God, that is awesome. You know why? Because he himself, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say anything about him, whatever. He's a character.
Yeah, he's a
He
character.
is a straight character.
Yeah, I
yes.
mean, he was your typical Italian guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure he's a womanizer and everything
Yeah.
else. I'm sure.
But
that
let me ask you, what do you think would happen now if that Joey situation, Joey and Amy, were today?
I think he'd be in more trouble today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
they pretty much were like, oh, you slept with a 15-year-old. Oh, she shot your wife. Like, nobody went to jail.
Was she young?
She was 15 when she pulled into his car lot.
Oh my God! See, I didn't know that.
She turned 16, and then they were full on when she was 16. But yeah, he was slept with the first time when she was 15. You know how young that is? That's a baby girl, 15. That's how old my models are starting to model at 15. They're like little kids.
Right.
And he was sleeping with her. Grown-ass man with his own children the same age, so a little bit younger, I think, and had a wife.
Oh my God, she shot the wife in the face.
Right in the face. She went to the door and was like, I can get rid of her.
Yes.
But that goes to show you, that's reactive abuse, what just happened for you guys that don't know. Amy Fisher was not a bad girl. Like, okay, she slept with this guy. She had a crazy upbringing, whatever it was. She didn't go and say, I'm going to go kill this lady. She was kind of coerced into doing it. Joey was telling her, I love you, I love you, I love you. If we can just get rid of my wife, if she was just not here anymore. Yeah. A child's mind at 15 years old doesn't think like a 25-year-old's mind or a 30-year-old's mind. I believe she was kind of like programmed, like get rid of her and then I can have him to myself. I think he had so much more to do with that than America gave credit. They were like, oh, this kid just comes from a bad upbringing, which wasn't the case. Right. She was a lonely kid.
Right.
She never felt like true love within her family. She pulls into Joey's car place.
Joey
Buttafuoco was fixing her car, a Dodge Daytona.
That name is even.
I know, Buttafuoco, right? And this is how well I know this case. It was a white or green Dodge Daytona, and she had Amy written on the side of it.
Oh my God.
Yes. And so she pulls in. He hits on her. They end up sleeping together, like in his shop, and then he brings her to hotels. Gross, right?
Yes.
She's a kid. She's a child.
Yes.
And then she shoots his wife. If that was today, like everybody would be away. It would be like the biggest molestation and rape case ever. Back then, it was in the 90s or whatever it was. Yeah, right in the 90s. They were just 93. They were just like, oh, Joey, you know, you can't sleep with little kids. And they were like, Amy, you need some therapy.
Crazy.
And they were like,
crazy.
Yeah, nuts. I cannot believe that case. Still till this day, they made like 4 movies and 3 Lifetime movies about it. It was massive. Nobody got in trouble.
He ended up fighting in a celebrity boxing match.
Yes, but they ended up getting
fought
back
a
together.
girl.
Yes,
In this.
Joey Buttafuoco fought a girl in his fighting match.
Yes.
And then he ends up getting back together with Amy. Did you know that when in their 20s to
No.
make a reality show together?
Well, she went into porn then.
She went into porn, but then she came out of porn, and then she was back to Joey.
This is a great New York story.
This is such a good. Most people don't know. When I'm like, you know the Amy Fisher story, they have no idea what it is.
Oh, I do.
Such a good story. New York had some really good stories.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you know which one I love? This one is so old, but the, oh man, it was, and then they kind of, something else happened to kind of, Levinstein.
What do you do?
He choked her out in Central Park.
Yes! I was just going to bring that. You know, he just got out of jail.
He did.
Yeah, he just got out of jail.
She was Jennifer Levin.
It was a sexual act.
Yes.
He was
And
choking
he's
her
trying
for
to say
sexual
he was-
excitement, and
Yes.
she died.
Well, that's his story.
That's his story, yeah.
His story that she was like asking him to be a little bit more violent with her. He choked her out and killed her. I believe it was a total rape.
Right.
What was his name?
God.
She was Jennifer Levin, and
They called him the something killer, though. They made it. He got a
well,
name.
it was in Central Park. Was
Yes.
it the Central Park Killer?
Maybe.
No, Central Park Killer was the other one that killed all the Central Park Killers were 4 kids. That never did it, and then they had accused all 4 kids of raping this one woman.
Yes.
And it wasn't true.
Yes, you're right about that.
Oh God,
Rob, we gotta go.
Oh, we gotta go. Well, after this commercial
We'll be
break,
right
I'm
back.
gonna remember this guy's name.
Yes, we'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Rob.
It is Rob. It is Rob.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD. Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD. Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars: Quest for the...
Welcome back, Vegas Views, Stone Sullivan's Annie Minor. Okay, we were just talking. I had to Google it. We're talking about Robert Chambers.
Robert
and
Chambers.
Jennifer Levin.
Do you know, I could picture him. I know exactly what he looks
Yes,
like. And I
me
was a
too.
little kid when that happened.
Yeah. Were you little?
It has to be.
No, we weren't little. Because I was adult and grown up enough to know what was going on. I was following the trial.
I bet you we were teenagers. Well, you're a lot younger than me. But I would say...
I was following the trials of everything. I had a mom, just so you know, that she's no longer with us. But my mom, I grew up in this. So when I was young, like I knew about all the cases that were going on. I'm not kidding. I think my mom took like a month off work for OJ. Like, I'm not even kidding. She would wear, like, my mom was a little kid. She'd wear like this crop top that said "Free the Juice Loose." I'm not kidding. My mother loves O.J. Simpson, and she didn't believe it was him. Never. I believed it was O.J. The evidence proves it was O.J. Simpson killed his wife and... What was that guy's name? Rob. He was also a Rob.
I know. I can't think of his name.
Anyway,
either.
yeah, my
I can
mom,
picture
no.
his father,
My mom
but-
was like, not OJ, no. So anyway, I grew up in all these cases. This is how I became addicted to crime. Like, she
Right.
would just be like, oh, this is so good. The TV was stuck on every trial ever going on.
Yeah.
So young. Oh, dating back. You know which one I remember when I was little? Adam.
Oh, yes.
Remember Adam Walsh's son?
Yeah,
My mom, and I was like, and I was a little kid, and I was like, what happened? The little boy's head got cut off and found in a river. My mother told me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah,
It's
true
not
crime,
okay.
yeah.
True crime. So I was into it as a kid. But yes, that's how I know all these.
It's
Yeah.
funny that you said that because you're a little kid and she's telling you his
Oh,
head
yeah.
was cut off and stuff like that. I think about, I hate to get into religion, but I got to get into it.
Yeah.
Catholic school, right?
Yeah.
Here I am, kindergarten, right? I'm 4 years old and they're telling me this guy was nailed to the cross with big nails and they put it through his hands. They put a crown of thorns. Seriously, that's like scary as a little kid. Think about this, you're 4 years old. I remember thinking, and then to make sure he was dead, they took this spear and stuck him with a spear. I was thinking to myself, we were probably scarred at 4 years old there, and I was thinking I was going to get nailed to a cross. Am I right? You didn't think that? I thought that. I thought, what the hell you telling me for this? I'm 4.
I've never realized that, and I just thought it was bad that I knew about Adam at like 7, that he was molested, his head was cut off. I shouldn't have known that information, but you knew the whole story.
Think about that. I heard it every day. I looked, and there was a guy nailed to the cross every time I'm 4 years old. I was thinking, holy cow. And then the nuns would tell us, listen to this. I don't know why I talk about this crap, but listen, the nuns would tell us this. They would tell us this, honest to God. They would say, there's people out there that will die for their religion. You know what I mean? And they'll get nailed to the cross. And this, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to get nailed to the cross for my religion. I was 4 years old.
I think he slipped all of us edibles. You can't
right? I'm right. You're 4 years old, and they're telling you, not only this, they put a nail through his feet. They put a nail through his hands, then they stuck him with this spear, and they whipped him 400 times. I was thinking to myself, you're 4 years old. That's the scariest movie you've ever heard. Think about that.
I never thought about it like that, but you are absolutely correct.
Yes.
I thought about, hearing maybe these true crimes would scare me, but I can see
Yes.
where that's a lot more
You're
intimidating.
4 years old. You walk in, they're like, yeah, there's Jesus. He's on the cross. He's nailed. He's nailed it. What?
I can't, Danny. I can't. I'm not going. I shouldn't even be laughing. Oh my God! I've got to start praying.
But seriously,
Is
think
JC
about
here? JC here. I need some
No, listen. Me and Dawn talk, right? I get a lot of calls
sorry, I love
from
you
film companies and everything, right? And I think you're right. I think people are scared to take a chance on me because they don't know what I'm gonna say.
I know. I'm praying. I'm sitting here. She's out there praying. Marie's on her knees, and she's like praying for her family. She's like, I don't want to be a part of this. I just cracked up and laughed.
I know it's
about
like
Jesus
blasphemy
on the
or
cross.
something for saying this, right?
It's terrible, Danny. Like my church leader, I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry, Judd. Judd's gonna be like, Dawn, is that really the show you're a part of? And I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. But I shouldn't be laughing at Jesus on the cross. But
I'm not laughing at Jesus. I'm laughing that our whole kindergarten class was scarred from this. And then they told us what happened to the apostles, and I thought, holy cripe! Peter, he didn't want to get crucified like Jesus, so they crucified him upside down. He was upside down when they crucified him. I was thinking, and then what was the guy next to Jesus, Barabbas or whatever? Or did he help him with the cross?
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. This is my religion. I'm not doing this. This is funny. I'm not doing this with you, Danny.
All right.
You got me everywhere
Listen.
else, not Jesus.
Listen.
That's where I draw the lines on Jesus.
Let's put it this way. I'm in front of a very religious group here. You guys are very religious. I just bringing up the facts. The facts are, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying as a kid.
No, it's got to be rough as a kid in
I
Catholic
mean-
school. I didn't go to Catholic school. I went to public school.
Right.
We just basically, it was like, the extent like Pledge Allegiance. We were about our country. That was that. It was never anything about Jesus.
But the nuns would always, did you go to Catholic school?
I did not. No.
The nuns would always tell us, what do they call them? Martyrs,
Yeah.
right? You know, they would tell us Catholics are being killed all over the world for their religion, and you might have to be a martyr someday. I'm thinking, what?
No,
I just remember as a little kid thinking, I'm not going to be a martyr.
Now listen, I understand your point completely. I have my own deep belief and feeling and religion about it. I'm a Christian.
Right.
And but I can understand as a kid, you seeing all that, you're like, what is going on here? Yeah, that's a lot for a kid. It's not that I don't believe in Catholic school, but that's a lot for a child.
Listen, the worst part of Catholic school, I will say this to the day they put me in the ground, was going through Stations of the Cross. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Oh! The Stations of the Cross, oh my God. To go through that month, the 40 days of Lent or whatever, I couldn't take it. My ADHD, I'd be like, hurry up. I'd be saying to the priest, go to the next station. Holy crap. And then make you say I think we had to say 10 Hail Marys and an Our Father then. Oh my God. Catholic school was bad for someone with ADHD.
And you stayed for how long in Catholic school?
8 years.
Oh, you needed to be in public school. You would have thrived in public school.
Well, I went to public school at high school because I was a good football player.
Yeah.
And the Catholic school had a shitty football team, so
Yeah.
I begged my parents to let me go to the public
And
school.
how were you in public school? Much better.
I was a better kid in public school.
I just said that.
Yes, yes.
You would have been a little bit better in public school.
I was
yeah.
way better in public school. Them nuns, they couldn't handle me.
Yeah.
Like public school, they didn't care
Yeah.
that I talked. They didn't care. Hey, if you want to
'Cause
flunk, go ahead.
That's on you, Danny Minor.
They didn't care if I'd come right into class, put my head down, sleep the whole entire period.
Yeah.
I was a bad, seriously, I was a
Were you
bad.
bad?
Yes.
Well, it wasn't bad. Don't say that. You had ADD, so you had ADHD, so you didn't.
Listen,
Like,
they start talking about Washington crossing the Delaware. I'm like, who gives a shit? I'm going to sleep. That happened so many years ago. I could care less. I don't even care about George
That's
Washington.
ADHD because I was the same way, and I didn't have ADHD. But
Oh
if
my
I was
God.
tuned out, I would tune out in school too. I'd be like, nope, turn it off, and I'd turn off and stare or put my head down. I wasn't really much of a school sleeper.
Right.
I didn't sleep too much, but I was the same way. If I wasn't interested, I couldn't. Yeah.
We would throw crayons. As soon as the nun would turn around, we'd throw crayons at each other and stuff like that.
Really?
Yes.
You guys were bad. We
I
didn't
was
even
really
do that in
bad.
public school.
The nuns hated me. I mean, they
I
beat me
cannot-
every day. They beat me every single day.
They legitimately hit you?
I told you they hit me with that ruler when I was in the cloakroom ripping all the coats. Didn't I tell you that?
No.
I told you guys that story, didn't I?
No. Please tell us, one. And two, that is just, I don't know, nowadays that's not okay. That's just a form of child abuse. I know it was acceptable back then, but
Maybe that's my problem.
psychologically-
Maybe that's why I yell.
No. That's not why you yell, Danny. Don't blame the nuns
Listen,
for
I'm
everything.
blaming the nuns. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty sure I told this story, but it's worth telling again. Okay?
You didn't. I would have
Didn't I?
known about you getting hit by nuns. I would have remembered this, and then it would have added to
All
my
right.
diagnosis to you.
I was in like 7th or 8th grade, and they would call where we put our coats and our lunch bags.
Yeah.
They call it the cloakroom.
Okay.
Okay, do you ever heard of
cloak,
that?
no.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's
The cloak, yeah.
I don't
The
know
cloak.
what the nuns called it this.
Yeah.
I don't know why they called it this, but it was like in the back thing, and it was a huge closet that went the whole length of the
Yeah.
back room
Yeah.
that the kids could put their lunch things and everything. So I'm running around the room when the nun wasn't in there, and I'm grabbing everybody's coats and like just ripping them off the hangers and throwing people's lunches.
Wait, can I ask you, was just this fun for you?
Yes.
Or something
Yeah.
compelled you to like go
Yes.
with the lunches and the coats?
So I'm running around ripping, and the nun comes in. And you remember them yardsticks that they had?
Yeah.
She had 3 of them tied together in rubber bands that she would hit us with. And she starts running after me. And I'm running through this cloakroom. Coats are flying, and she's whacking me with this thing over my back, and it's splintering all over the room. She beat me till there wasn't a thing left on there. She beat the hell out of me. And I was laughing the whole time. 'Cause it was funny.
You know, I gotta be honest with you. As I get older, I'm getting less patience for children, and you know I don't have any biological
Right.
children. I got kids in my life, and I've got teens that are children of mine. I have everything, but I have no biological babies that are mine. But from the story that you just told about you going like throwing the, I would have whacked the shit out of you too. So I called it child abuse. But honestly, at this age, if you're running around like that, I would have just tried to peg you a couple times just to stop you, because that sounds so stressful. You're just running around. For
And she's
what?
whacking the hell out of me.
Yeah, no, but why are you doing it? You're telling me what she's doing.
Oh, because I'm bad. Because I can't sit in my... I don't even want to be there. I mean, I used to honestly physically cry and beg my mom not to send me. I hated it. Dawn, I just couldn't sit there and listen to science, and I had no interest.
Zero interest.
It's zero.
So you just had to go there, and were you just kind of hoping in a way if I act up bad enough, I could just go home?
If it wasn't for sports, I'd have never graduated from high school.
That's so good. Guys, do you hear that? Guys, if you're a younger audience and you're listening to this, stay in sports, do something. And if you have ADHD and this is happening to you, call in.
I'm a professional ADHD counselor.
Seriously, you can help. Do you know how much you can help younger people that are going through exactly what you're going through? Because I'm hearing this, and I remember back in school, in public school, kids that would act like you. And I'm not kidding. And I'd be like, what's wrong with so-and-so? Like, just shut the hell up. Because I don't know if you guys had this in school, but in our system in New York, it was like, if one bad apple ruins the whole bunch.
Oh, yeah.
So you had you running around like an asshole, and then me having to sit there and do extra time. We've got to stop till Jimmy stops acting crazy, and we got to keep doing something until Jimmy stops acting crazy. You know what
It
I
was
mean?
even worse what we did there. Like, I would go to the bathroom and go into the electrical room, and I'd shut the lights off in our room. Like, I would go to the bathroom, go into the electrical cabinet, shut the lights off in our classroom, and the nun wouldn't know how the lights went off. Like, we did all kinds. We crawled into the walls. We were actually in the wall, banging on the wall. And
And
she
you
would,
had other ADHD buddies that did this
yeah,
with you?
she would go outside to look who's banging on the door. She would think somebody's banging. We were inside the wall, and she didn't know we were inside the wall.
Do you know that
Banging
shit would
on
hit the
door.
news today?
I know.
3 ADHD students inside the wall of a school, Durango High School. They're now being tried as adults.
Listen, the nuns hated me. And
I
I
can imagine.
They
no,
hated
if I
me.
was a nun and
They
you were
hated
doing
me.
that shit to me, I'd hate you too.
I mean, they hated my guts. I mean, I couldn't sit still. I didn't want to learn. And the first thing was religion. The first thing you got.
Yeah.
I didn't do bad in religion, though. I kind of listened to it. I actually know religion really good.
Yeah, because you were probably like, all right, on this one, I'm not getting nailed to the cross. They're not hanging me upside down. I'm not going through any of that. I'll pay attention in this one.
Then they tell me John the Baptist's head's cut off. Like, I'm 4 years old. This guy got his head cut off. This guy got crucified
No,
upside
it's
down.
scary,
And
right?
you're thinking to yourself, I don't know about this Catholic religion.
Can I tell you something though? It's it's like what you do, what children do see, and what you do say to your children and stuff. It matters. I will never forget this learning about Adam Walsh. Was that his name?
Yeah.
The Walsh. And the next day, after I learned this information, from the next day for the rest of my life, moving forward with my mother, I'd hold her hand in every store. I used to be that kid. I'm going to the toy aisle. Not after I learned about Adam getting his head cut off in the river. I was like, Mom, holding her hand. She was like, probably I should have never told this kid that she was up my ass now. I wouldn't leave my mom alone. And my brother, too. We were, like, connected to the car. My mom was like, why are my kids here nervous? Well, because you just told us about every bad thing that's going on in the planet. I knew about wars when I was a child.
I know. We heard about everything.
Yeah. Now it's like protect your kids. Back then, I don't know. My mom used to say, like, my brother's room. What did she used to say about my brother's room? Oh, I can't say that. I can't say that. My mom used to say something hysterical. I'll tell you later. It was funny.
All right.
Yeah. Meaning my brother's room looked like a war zone.
My mom used to ride around, like we'd drive with my mom, and she always had bad news. See that house over there? Yeah, that guy hung himself. Yeah, over there, that guy committed suicide. That house over there, he shot his wife, then he shot himself. Great stories, Mom.
Same thing. Like, do we have anything positive to say good morning? It's on our way to school. By the time we got to school, we heard about everything.
Everything.
Like the
People
deceased neighbors, so-and-so has this, and then cancer, and it's like...
Yeah.
You
They had
know?
to cut his face off.
Yeah, it's scary.
My mom would tell me everything. I was like 5 years old. I was thinking, holy cow, every day I looked at this statue on the wall thinking that was going to be me. I was thinking, holy shit.
I can relate. I always thought that. And then sometimes I don't know if she said shit to scare the shit out of us or was this shit real. But she'd be like, be careful. Oh, in my school in New York, there was a white van that used to circle around the school. They put a big thing out and they sent home a PSA to the families and everything. Be careful. Walk your kids from back in school, whatever. There was a white van that was like kidnapping a couple of kids from my school. True
Okay.
story. I swear, I was like on the fence like this. Back to the fence, this and that. I would see like a white car passing by. Can you call my mom? There's a white van. That's my van, Dawn. Can you call my mom, please? My brother was like in the nurse's office. She scared the shit out of us.
Listen, my mom was the embarrassing mother too. Was your mom?
No.
Like I only lived 3 blocks from the school.
Okay.
So I could walk home, but if it was raining, she would come get me.
Yeah.
Okay. And my mom was the person that would park and make sure you knew she was there. She'd be like, Danny, I'm over here! Danny, could you see me? I'm over here. And I'm like, my mom was one of them embarrassing mothers.
She's
that
like,
is
bad
gonna,
enough.
she's
I
gonna
have
embarrass.
ADHD, but my mom was like, Danny, come here.
Come here, hurry up, I came for you because it's raining. Like she would announce it to everybody.
Like, you're a little punk. You can't walk in the rain.
Mommy's here! Danny, Mommy's here! Right? I'm like...
My mom was not the embarrassing mom.
Oh, my mom was.
No, I had a hot mom.
You knew my
so
mom
that
was in the room.
problem. I had a hot mom, so that was the problem too. Because then all the boys would be like, "Oh, that's your mom." And I'd be like, Mom, next time don't wear shorts when you pick me up, Mom. My friends will tell you, my mom was like with the cutoff shirts and shorts and the thing when I was like 16. My mom was like 30, whatever. She was hot.
We
Yeah.
talked about this before.
Yeah,
like,
you
when
couldn't
I
handle
grew
the
up,
hot
I grew
moms.
up and there was no hot moms.
Yeah, because everyone had the beehive.
They had the beehive,
No.
right? And listen, I talk about this all the time because I think I'm scarred from that. These younger kids, these teenage boys, their mom's friends are hot now. They
Yeah.
take care of themselves.
I had a hot 80s mom, in shape, tan, when the 80s blonde.
And that was unheard of.
Yeah, no,
The
I had
80s,
the hot 80s mom.
The
I did.
Muma, by the time they were 30, the Muma dress came on.
Not her.
The big beehive hair. They burned their hair. They put it in
Yeah.
a beehive. It's burned. You could smell it. And then he put them in this big like dryer that went over their head. And then they didn't wash their hair for weeks until they got it cut again. They'd put it in like plastic. I'm like... Listen, none of my mom's friends did I say, whoa, Patty's looking hot today. There was none of that. They had these big Muma dresses. You know what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
There was no more jeans. They were too big.
Yeah.
They got bigger and they
That's so funny. No, it's
Don's
true.
probably thinking, what is this guy going to say?
No, I'm just like, oh, no, you already attacked Jesus today.
I
That's
know,
all
I did.
You know,
I
you
did.
went there. I don't know if you can get any worse.
Now I'm going after my mom's friends.
Yeah.
Listen, but listen, here's the thing. They were
There are a couple of them that are alive are like that. Danny, we never liked him. He was wild when he was a
like
kid.
I was
We
telling my
didn't like him
sisters
anyway.
this too. Like when I went home, I was saying mom's friends were not hot. Like there was nobody like you were looking at and saying, "Wow, she's hot." You know that MILF. There's nothing about that. There was nothing. I looked at my mom's friends. I was scared of them. I was thinking, I hope my girlfriend growing up looking like that. about this. Dawn, these women just, you know.
I know what you're talking about, the big beehive. I don't want to say it because I had people in my life like that, but they watch, so I don't want to be like, yeah, because I had those, yeah.
I mean, there was nothing attractive about this beehive. There
Yeah.
was nothing. They could have put bows in it. They could do whatever they want. It was not attractive. They burned their hair weekly. They burned it and put it up in a beehive and wore muumuu dresses and thought this was attractive. Listen. This show's getting canceled. I'm telling you, we couldn't even do it. I was laughing so hard I couldn't even speak. But I think of my mom's friends and I'm sorry they weren't attractive. Like these kids, women take so much better care of themselves. And men do too, don't get me wrong. I think...
Maybe that's where I get it from. My mom came
Yeah.
from a MILF pack.
Yes.
She did, her and her MILFy friends. And then when I got older, I knew, like, you took good care of yourself, you did your nails, make sure you have makeup on, don't leave the house without makeup. You should see me on a Sunday at a gas station. I am not the same person. I swear I could bump into someone and they're like, oh my God, you look like this lady Dawn I know.
Do you know what? Something just came to me. My ex-girlfriend, that girl I was dating in high school, her mom did show me her butt once.
Okay, tell me, Danny. He's like, after all
2
these
minutes.
years,
All right,
I
we got
remember.
2 more minutes to
Okay,
another
she
break.
showed you your butt.
I gotta
That's
tell you real quick.
inappropriate.
I was always, listen, I'm not bragging, but I was a decent looking kid.
Yes. Remind me to talk about Danny's good looks when we come back. Okay.
I had the Italian look, the girls like that,
Yeah.
right? So, and I'm arrogant, I'm loud, women like that. They like assholes, I was an asshole.
Before women learned what narcissists were, then they reeled it in. So Danny's not a hot commodity too much anymore because the world's known narcissism now.
So I'm
Sorry.
dating this girl, right? I'm dating this girl, and her mother's divorced. And her mom, I'll be honest with you, her mom was like the good-looking one because her mom didn't have the beehive. She let her hair down, okay? She didn't wear the muumuu, okay?
So
The
she
big,
had,
huge
like,
muumuu
normal
dress.
clothes.
Yes, you know, like them Hawaiian dresses
Yeah.
they wear. She didn't wear that, okay? So she was like the hot lady of the thing. And we go on vacation with them. So I go on vacation with my girlfriend's mother, okay? And my girlfriend's in the bathroom and the mother comes out in a towel. I'm like 16 years old. And she goes to me, oh, I got burnt at the beach yesterday. And I said, did you? She goes, yeah, you want to see? I said, sure. And she pulls the towel and shows me her bare ass. I was 16 years old. I was like, yeah, you got burned.
We gotta take a commercial break, but I can hear your inner dialogue. You're like, thank God she doesn't have a beehive.
Yes,
I hear you. Like,
yes.
Yeah. Guys,
I
we'll
gotta-
be right back. After these messages, we're gonna talk about. I forgot what we were gonna talk about. Remind me. See?
We're going to talk about whatever is crazy.
We'll be right back.
I honestly...
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran. Hello, everyone.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social Media Shows is now the new media of the century.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD. Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi.
Welcome back to Vegas Views. If you're just tuning in, this has been an hysterical
We
show.
offended everybody.
We offended
From
everybody. Hawaiian dresses, beehive hairdos, MILF moms. I mean, we are on everything today.
Jesus, yeah, we have.
Yeah.
I know Don's a little mad
I
at me
didn't.
about
I'm
Jesus.
not mad.
I didn't have
I
a
just-
Jesus. I just said it scared me.
Yeah. You didn't.
And
yeah.
then I thought I was going to be buried in a cave. It was all kind of
Yeah.
things.
So tune back in and rewatch this. It's pretty good stuff. Okay, I wanted to tell you guys something so funny. So you know how like most you women love Danny Miner? He's a hot topic these days. He's good looking, he's funny, he's loud, nobody has his personality. Danny's a special guy. Danny is also taken. He has a girlfriend, her name is Olivia. She is beautiful and she's hysterical. So this lady goes on Danny's, was it TikTok that she wrote,
Yes.
You were so fucking effing hot,
Yeah.
right? So you were
Sexy.
so
Sexy.
You were
Let's
so
put that
effing
sexy where it makes me...
Yeah, so you're so effing sexy, she put on Danny's things. I get it all the time. I don't share it with Danny's girlfriend. I don't text Olivia and say, Olivia, here's another lady that wants your dude. But all of them are like, Dawn, is Danny single? Da-da-da-da, all the stuff, because the women like him. So Olivia decides to make a TikTok. Hysterical. We should almost, can we clip this, Maria? Olivia's
Oh my God,
TikTok
that would be
on
great.
here. It is so funny. So I'm like, oh my God, Olivia, what is she doing? And she comes off and she's talking to the women that think Danny's so effing hot. And she's talking, or so effing sexy. And she's talking about Danny's like little quirks, like, ladies, you really think he's hot? How about this? And the stuff she says is epically funny. Please, real quick, she mentioned how Danny will not watch a Saw movie at all. Like, he just won't even entertain it. Saw is epic. Why won't you watch Saw?
There's things I don't like about movies. First of all, I'm not going to watch somebody cut their legs off or cut their arms off, and I don't like things that are in one room. If the movie's going to be in one room the whole time, I'm not watching. It could be the best movie of all time. If it's in one room, I'm not watching.
Saw is not in just one room.
I
It's
don't know.
in two.
Okay. I don't watch any of that crap. So, yeah, she's right. I put things in my head that it's bad, and you would never convince me. Ever.
Okay. And guys, you're going to be watching Olivia's TikTok. Tell me about, it's not Cracker Barrel, what's the name of it?
Claim
Jumper. Why don't you eat a Claim Jumper?
I ate a Claim Jumper once. The one on the 215 heading out towards Henderson.
Okay.
Okay, it's going to be on your left-hand side, right? It tasted, I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, everything tasted the same. It was starch. Like, I don't know. And listen, I always say everything's good. I love every restaurant. It could be horrible and I'll say it's good. That's how bad this had to be. I mean, it was like eating, I don't even know how, like, you mix dumplings and you just ate the bad dumpling or something.
And how was the service?
It was horrible. The service is okay.
It was just the food for
I
you.
will never go to Claim Jumper ever again.
Not another one in another town?
And then there's she didn't mention this. I'll go to like gas stations, okay, but I won't go to 7-Elevens. They're filthy dirty. Every time I go in there, the floor's dirty, the coffee's dirty, the walls are dirty. I
That
won't.
is so funny. I just had this conversation 3 days ago. I don't go to 7-Eleven.
I won't go.
I won't go.
It's
in.
filthy dirty.
7-Eleven is the equivalent to Walmart.
Yes, it's dirty, filthy. I don't even want to get my coffee. I don't want to get my food there. Nothing. Maverick. I like Maverick.
Maverick is
There's a
nice.
Maverick right next to the dispensary, so when I get high, I could go right over and get my stuff.
Yeah. Yo, there is a Maverick. The Mavericks are good. I don't do 7-Eleven at all.
I
I don't like the coffee. It's like it's all touchy. People are dirty.
No
yeah.
parquet butter.
No. So let me ask you something. You actually really use spray butter.
I've used spray butter since I've been about 20.
Have you had a stress test and checked your heart?
Yes.
Is your heart okay?
My heart's all right.
Okay.
I ran,
Danny?
they put all them things in
Yeah,
there.
and they
I
make
did
you
that.
run. Okay, you
Yeah,
did
I
that,
did
and
that.
you were okay. I'm shocked.
My
because
sisters thought I was going to be in the hospital after that, but I passed it.
You passed
Yeah.
the heart test. Okay, good. Spray butter is the worst thing for you on the planet. It's not real food.
I know.
It's just got food color and it has some salt.
I love it.
It's so bad for
I
you.
pour it on it.
If you could, you don't smoke cigarettes, right?
No.
Good. Okay.
And I don't smoke marijuana either.
No. So you don't ingest any kind of smoke, just butter?
That's it.
I just feel sorry for your arteries. I feel like they're in there and they're like,
They probably are.
yeah.
They probably are, but
But really, your stress test was good. You had no issues in your stress
no.
test?
But my sisters definitely thought I was going to the
Yeah.
hospital. They didn't think I passed that stress test.
Yeah.
They gave me one of them EKGs, and my heart
Mm-hmm.
skipped a beat. So when my heart skipped a beat, they made me take the stress test, but I passed the stress
I
test.
do a stress test every 3 months. I do.
Do you really?
Because I have a heart condition.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Fun fact about me: I have a heart condition. 2016, I had
How
a
about
heart
when you're
attack.
running,
Oh,
right?
fine.
And that thing. But listen, I used to be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
When I took the stress test, I was bigger, and I saw myself in the mirror with the fat going. When I was running on that treadmill. It was not pretty size. Looking at myself like, ugh, you know.
We're getting back on the obese people, aren't we? You're like, all right.
Olivia told me I gotta stop.
No, I know. It's
She
me.
yelled at me.
I know.
She yelled at me. My girlfriend thinks I go too far.
What does it sound like? Is it like, Danny, you took it too far? Or is it like, Danny, again?
Yeah.
Like,
She goes, you're going to ruin this on yourself. You're going to ruin this on yourself because you can't shut up. You can't shut up. People don't want to hear that stuff. This is a cancel culture thing, and they're going to cancel you. That's why no company wants you. They're afraid of what you're going to say. Listen, I thought about this.
I need Olivia to write my contracts
Listen.
for my talent. That's epic. She just told you how it is.
Listen, I tried to be good because I used to be really bad. And then I tried to be good because I got all this interest from TV and everything. So I tried to be good, and I just decided, I am who I am. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, I don't care.
You know what's so, you know what really
I don't need TV.
so-
I can start my own podcast. I have my own TikTok. I don't need
You
it.
know what's so cool about you though?
Huh.
As much as you offend everybody and as much as you don't give a shit, whatever happens in your brain, it just pops out of your mouth. He is truly, the girls are gonna like you more after this. Great. So now my shit's gonna blow up. I need like followers for me, and they're like, hey, Danny. But he truly is respectful to women. Truly, truly. I'm not going to mention other names, but when we were here earlier today, someone had made a sexual joke with a couple of women in the room. He stands up and he leaves. So he truly is like very respectful when it comes to women. Working with him, he's truly respectful. So he might come off as like just like loud and he'll say whatever, but most respectful man I've ever worked with. So it is a
See that?
pleasure. No, it's a pleasure to be on your team because I love what I have here. You've created a safety with me. I generally don't trust men. I don't
Right.
trust anybody. I'm from New York. You know how I am. But you've created something very cool with you and I where I ultimately trust you. Like, I know that you've got my back when I'm here. I know that you will protect me. You make the women in this room and Maria as well safe. And not every man can do that.
Right.
So it's very, very cool.
And you know what? I think I'm aware of it because I have daughters.
Yeah.
I'm aware of how men
Yeah.
can come off creepy
Yes.
and this and that.
Yes.
Even when I'm on an elevator, Dawn, if a girl gets on the elevator with me,
Yeah.
I know she's freaked out.
Yeah.
I know she is. She doesn't know me. So I usually try
And
to...
it's not because of like any...
grocery store. I'm just going in there to get groceries.
Yeah.
She says, hey, what are you doing? She goes, you get catcalled all the way in there.
Yeah.
She said, it's horrible.
It is.
And I try, because I have daughters, and my daughters tell me this, I was never like that, though.
Yeah.
I had no game, ladies. A lady had to be aggressive to me.
I can
If
see
a lady
that.
was aggressive to me, then I was okay.
I can see that because there's a strong line of respect for women, which
Yeah.
you would think his personality's got that Italian I don't give a shit attitude. You would think it wouldn't be that way. It is. He's got a strong respect for women, which is amazing, which makes you a great guy, which makes you attractive to women. That's probably why they're all at you too. You're good looking and they can sense that you are respectful.
Well-
and that's like the one thing that's not just about how to like get a woman, how to keep a woman is just have respect for them, honor them, protect them.
You don't-
That's the job of a man.
And I don't want to
ultimately.
sound like, I don't want you guys to like me. I like when people hate me. But
I know, he loves the hate. When I'm like, Danny, this person called you a motherfucker, he's like, who? When I'm like, they called you good looking, he's like, yeah, no, who hates me?
here's the thing with Olivia. Any guy, I hate when guys disrespect their girl or wife. And they look at other girls when
Yeah.
they're with them. It's horrible. I mean, to me, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's one of the most disrespectful thing you could do is like Google over another girl while you're with your girl.
Looking at somebody,
it's
like
horrible.
crossing by, making eye contact is a human nature. So if
Yeah.
I'm walking past you, Olivia, and you and I meet eye contact, that's not a Google. That's a look.
Right.
You're talking about where it's like
Yes.
you're
yes.
fucking breaking your neck
Yeah,
to
you
watch
see
someone
that,
else's
like telling
girl.
his buddy's wife,
Yeah.
his wife's there, his girl
Yeah.
there. I mean, that's just that to me. I would never do that.
Yeah.
And I think I grew up with that. My dad wasn't like that.
No, my
You know what
dad
I mean?
wasn't like that either.
Yeah, my dad would never disrespect women at all. So I think me seeing my dad how respectful he was, and I just being a cop too. I mean,
And you've seen every type of guy.
Yes.
There's so much shit out there, so you know what type of men are out there.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I've seen
horrible.
it all in my, I'm not a young person. I think we have 2 minutes to wrap.
Oh my
but
God, this was such a good
This
show.
was so much
I
fun.
laughed so hard today that I couldn't speak.
I know.
I mean,
Me too. I was telling Maria, like, cut. She didn't cut. She let it happen. She was like, this is good. I'm gonna let her
The last thing I gotta say, just sorry. The last thing I gotta say is, we didn't have hot moms. We didn't have hot teachers either. I just did a video. Did you
I
see?
had hot teachers.
Oh,
I'll
well,
tell
you
what
girls
I
always
see.
like the dudes, right? The teachers, right? You's always like them.
Not always, no. But I had good-looking teachers.
Did you
in
really?
New York.
Not
yeah.
mine. Oh,
Yeah.
I remember.
Were they beehive teachers?
Listen,
Although they were nuns.
Well, when I went to high school, we
Oh, okay.
like you know when they teach you health and sex, right? We had this lady that taught us that. See, I'm gonna fat shame. I'm not doing it. Let's just say she ate herself into the wheelchair too, and she taught us health and sex.
So the sex ed teacher was obese.
Yes, I remember her name. I'm not gonna
Don't
mention
say
it.
it. Imagine. No, don't say it, but imagine she's like hot as sin right now. Like she comes out and she's like, oh, hey. Had herself a BBL.
I really doubt that.
You never know. You never know. Time changes. I see some people that I went to school with, and I'm like, oh my God, is that really that same person? Then I'll see someone else and be like, all right, somebody was at the plastic surgeon. You can see. You never know what you're going to get nowadays. There's so much surgery and stuff. You get the ugly duckling, could be the pretty. You never know.
And I agree. One thing I want to go back to, you said we talked about disrespecting your spouse, looking at other
Yeah.
people, and go, listen, it's normal if you find other people attractive.
Yes.
It's life. You
Yes.
can't stop that.
Right.
But it's the Googling, the disrespect
And also,
is what
right,
it's bad.
letting your partner see you giving somebody else that type of attention, no matter what that attention
Yes.
is. If it's Googling, if it's whatever it is, that is not cool. That is where I think, and women do that shit too. It's not just men. Women do that too. Women like that attention. Well, they'll just start staring at other men in front of other women too. To me, it's almost like, just be respectful in everything that you do.
And I'll be honest with you, I find that Olivia, she was not the typical girl I dated. I dated people like Casey Anthony. I dated the party animal crazy
Who
girls.
kill their kids?
Honest to God, though, I did. I dated them party animal crazy,
Yeah.
crazy girls. And Olivia was more of like, she was the number one in her class. You know, she's that nothing that so we were opposites, is what I'm saying.
God sent you exactly what you needed in Olivia.
Yes.
I want to tell you, and I know Olivia personally, and I like her, and this is no disrespect to you. I respect you so much. I think that she is your biggest asset in this life. I think Olivia keeps you the perfect version of Danny. I think without her, you might be a little bit too much for life. I'm being honest. He may be a little bit too much for life without her. She keeps him, and she's tough, and she's tiny, this tiny little thing, and she is like tough and rough, and like yeah, I like Olivia. She keeps your ass in check.
And listen, I know we got to go, but it's one last thing about her. You were totally right, because I was single for 4 years from
Yeah.
the time I dated.
Were you a mess by yourself?
I was out every night.
I could rub your
I was out every night,
Yeah, I can
partying every
imagine.
night. It was a total downward spiral.
Yeah.
I always say to her, she saved my life.
Absolutely, yes.
She
Yeah.
saved my life because I was bad.
Yeah.
I was drinking. I was out every night. I was partying every night.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that God gives us our perfect balance. I believe that. And if you are a single person, this is what I love. I love this. Become the person you want to date. So qualities in you that you don't have, become the person you want to date. So if you are single and you want something in your life, be that person. Be exactly that to everyone else, and you'll get that back in your presence. You end up with shitty people because you're not healed in here. It's true. Just one little word to... All right, guys, we gotta go.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
gotta
get yelled
go.
at.
Poor
All right,
Maria.
don't
Maria probably
say-
hates us.
She does. No, she doesn't. She loves. This is her favorite show on this network. I know it. Okay, Dawn Sullivan _ on Instagram. Guys, I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm going in January, the IMTA International Model and Talent Association, LA this time. I will be doing New York City in June. Guys, hit me up. I have a lot of stuff going. I'm currently scouting right now, looking new models, new actors, every age group. No infants though. Anything above infancy is fine. Let's start 4 years old or so. If your parents are out, if your parents have children out there, give me a call, 702-886-7719. Danny, how can these guys get in touch with you?
The Crime Solver.
The Crime
At the
Solver.
Crime Solver.
At the
Listen,
Crime
it's getting
Solver.
even bigger. My fans and my followers are going up and up
Oh,
and up.
wait, hold on. And TikTok, I'm sorry, Maria. TikTok wants to interview you.
Oh yeah, TikTok sent me. They want to do me a survey with me,
Yes.
a live survey.
Yeah, but you're not going to tell them any of your secrets.
No, they. I think they want to try to see what's good and what's not good, and I'm going to tell them.
Okay, but don't tell them your secrets.
I do have some good secrets. But.
See you next week, guys. That was a great show.